Okay, everyone, welcome in for a live watch party. Hey, Matthew Shires, nice to see you in here. Fragrance. I think you just left a comment, didn't you? I think D Gold Wire. Nice to see everyone in here. His name is Jake. Hi, Ricky. Yeah, let's go, Cringe Man. I like that name, Cringe Man. Okay, everyone. We're just stopping in, sort of late afternoon, coming in. I was going to talk a little bit about Okinawa because there was just a little bit of info from Ralph Macchio from when he was on Conan, and Peter from Cobra Kai Companion's like, you should do video. Owen Morgan is in the chat, so when Owen shows up, I'm required to put this up for Owen. That's for Owen. Thank you for coming in, Owen. This is the true Cobra Kai poster, just so everyone knows. Netflix made a mistake, but this is the true one. So we're here for Okinawa. A few other things. Luis, love your vids. Thank you, man. Thank you, everyone. John Wells, good loyal viewer and everything. Thank you for coming in. Anyone else waiting for season 3? Yes, we all are. 2021. And I want to address this because I've gotten a couple messages today. Brickmaster MAE Productions for the shout out. By the way, it's easier to give shout outs if your name is a little bit smaller or shorter. Easier to say. But anyway, in regards to season 3, I've gotten a couple messages today. What am I going to put it here? That we need to cover because I guess BizHacks put out a video. TV Theories, he goes by both, whatever. So he said that in his video, he's like, it's January 2nd, 2021. Well, here it is, a live shot of IMDb right here. And it is most certainly not January 2nd, 21. So I don't know where he got that, if it changed within whenever he saw that, or it was something made up. But just for the people, I've been getting messages sending me this picture. I assume from BizHacks' video that saying it was the release date was there. It is not there. It's 2021. There is no date set. There may not be a date set for a while. If you look here, airs 2021. There's nothing to it. There's no precise date. So whether he saw something in air or he saw something that was there and then it got changed, because there is no date. I think they're gonna wait as something. So what's on Netflix, which is Twitter account, it's like a blog. I mean, they're a blog with a link to Twitter. Something, they're predicting early 2021, and they're just basing that off of looking at it and figuring, this is when Netflix is going to be running out of original material, right? So they're going to run out of original material probably early 2021. And so their figure would probably be early. I would agree with that. It makes sense. I think that was sort of the plan to sort of have to launch seasons 1 and 2 there at the end of August, give it time to build up a following and more viewers. And then you can bring in season 3, when they're running out of original material. So I agree with that. It makes sense. But if you saw a video or if there's pictures going around that says January 2nd, 2021, look, I'm showing you a live shot right now. It doesn't say January 22nd or January 2nd. It's just 2021. There's no precise date. Cringe man in the house. Yes, cringe. Peter. Yes. Peter, you were the inspiration for this stream, by the way. You said do a video. I figured, I'll make it into a live stream about Okinawa. So, Peter's here under his original name, not Cobra Kai Companion, but there you go. John, is it possible the first quarter of 21, second season? Well, I don't know about season 4. I mean, that's not even confirmed yet. But yeah, I would say first quarter would make most sense. Probably January, February, or March, as they sort of stretch out their new content that they're filming. You know, obviously everything got delayed, you know, several months. So that they're going to run out. So yeah, 2020, first quarter would be my guess, you know, but I just wanted to address not January 2nd. If there's pictures going around of that, it's just, it's gone. Just forget it. That's not confirmed. Peter 499, keep it up. Thank you, Peter. Peter. Thank you for that donation. We will definitely keep it up. I'm actually friends with Mr. Miyagi. Oh, that's Master Yoda speaking. Master Yoda is friends with Mr. Miyagi, so there we go. I like that. They're similar. I like, walk left side safe, walk right side safe, walk middle, squish just like grape. It's like, it's do or do not. There is no try. So, yeah, Master Yoda and Mr. Miyagi are very similar. Takashi, thank you for that donation, Takashi. Sato or Terry Silver. At their prime, I would say Sato. I think, you know, Sato's got the Miyagi-Do karate. Cholo streaming. Oh, is he on his Twitch? I didn't even check. Okay, so anyway, where were we? So we addressed this. So that's, I'm probably going to get 6 more messages about this January 2nd release date, but I'm trying to just address it. So there, we took care of that. What else was I going to take? Oh, yes. So the other thing I was going to talk, so what kind of inspired this? So Ralph was just on Conan, and he just talked very briefly here about Okinawa. So watch just this first little bit here.
Do it. But I have been to Okinawa for some shooting of Cobra Kai season 3, which I cannot talk too much about, but I could say.
Okay, so just right there, we started right there. Now we actually already knew this. So Ralph, they shot on location in Okinawa, right? Ralph was part of that shoot. So Ralph was part of the shoot in Okinawa. They flew there. So they took a plane. They took some cast and crew, with Ralph, and I guess they had some crew from Okinawa too, that they've talked about a little bit. So we know Ralph went to Okinawa. He shot some. Let's see. Do I have? Where did I put that? Okay. Yes. So this is a highly leaked picture from the set, and this is in Okinawa. It's shot. This is from My Spy. My Spy I can only refer to as HS. So this is from My Spy HS. This is in Okinawa. It's a far shot, and I mean, if we kind of zoom in, we figure one of these is Ralph here. Maybe the guy standing there in that, what is that, grayish coat. The Spy reported that it was very cold that day, so it probably was. They're all chilled, but so that is a shot in Okinawa. We don't know what scene this is. We don't know what's going on. I strongly suspect it's going to involve Mr. Miyagi's secret or backstory. Actually, we'll go back. Hold on, we'll go back here just to finish up what Ralph said about it.
It dives into the origin of Miyagi-Do karate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Learn a little bit, some secrets of past history that is new to the audience and to LaRusso. my character.
Okay, so HS is not credible. My source, my spy HS, he seems credible. I believe everything HS says. So he said it dives into a little bit about the origins of Miyagi-Do karate. So what does that mean? Are we going back like 500 years to the fisherman that got drunk and ended up in China, and sort of learned the Chinese kung fu or whatever, brought it back to Okinawa? Or is it more recent? This is something I've been thinking about. I know a lot of people think it's a lot of people think it's about the like the 500 years ago. I don't necessarily think it's about that. I think it's about maybe more recent history involving Miyagi's father, maybe his grandfather or something. Some of those people we see on the wall who are real people. Let me see if I can find. There it is. Oh, you can see it, make it out. Some of these people are real people. The history of Miyagi-Do sort of involved these people. And he doesn't necessarily say, when he talks about that's like new information, new secret, to the audience and his character, I don't, that's separate from the history of Miyagi-Do. So I don't think the history of Miyagi-Do part is something Daniel doesn't know. I think it's just sort of maybe working in the backstory of these people, of Chogun Miyagi. That's the picture that's not circled there. The second one from the left, who is like the real founder of the Goju Ryu karate and stuff. So I think maybe they're just working in maybe some of the real history with the show's sort of mythology, we'll say. The sort of we're working it together. Some of my thinking was Chogun Miyagi, the founder of Goju Ryu. Maybe they're going to make it like he was Mr. Miyagi's grandfather or something like that. I think in real life, I looked it up, he died in 1953. So, that sort of age range, it would sort of maybe make sense. I think they're working in sort of, they're combining the history, with the sort of in-universe history with the real history, sort of trying to meld it together. But then, of course, he also talked about, the secret. So then what is the secret about Mr. Miyagi? That's what we don't know. I do think like part of it is going to be here, right? The spy HS, said the scene was giving the chills, and not the cold weather, but the scene itself. And so you think there could be something here. This may be where the secret is revealed via flashback or somehow if Ralph is here. So I think, this scene, if the spy is to be trusted, do not say the P word, by the way, Miguel Diaz. The P word is banned in this live stream. But if the spy is to be trusted, I think maybe the secret is going to be revealed here in this scene somewhere, the hills of Okinawa. We're not entirely sure. I'm not sure if anyone knows if there's any, especially if there's any Okinawa people. I know I've had viewers from Okinawa. If any of them know where this specifically is, it would be interesting to pull it up. So I think, if we believe the spy, HS, who reported that this is a scene that'll give you the chills, I think it will tie in with the secret of Mr. Miyagi. And it's not about like Oh, I've gotten so many comments, and they're great. I love all the comments. Like Mr. Miyagi taught Kreese, or or Miyagi-Do was actually an offshoot of Cobra Kai, and they're really the same technique. It's not that. That Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai have different origins. This much we already know. It's not like the secret is that they're actually the same, or a lot of people were making big hay like the secret is he didn't teach how to fight with weapons. It's not, that's not very deep. Like look for something deep. What would give people the chills? Like the chills, like something deep, something that you're gonna have a scene here just on the Okinawa countryside, the hills here. Something deep, look for something deep, something with Mr. Miyagi. I've predicted something about Miyagi Sato, Miyagi Yukie, any of those. We don't know. And it's, as Ralph put it, previously unknown to his character, and to the audience. So, but maybe not unknown to everyone. So, maybe it's known to Chosen, who we essentially know is the other guy. What is going on? That's not Emiliano by so unknown offspring. Oh yes, I forgot about that. That Mr. Miyagi had 6 kids or something, and is the father and grandfather of Chosen, Kyler, and God, what did I think? I don't know. Yeah, Tori, I guess. I also got someone who said Amanda is Tori's mom, but yeah. So Mr. Yeah, all those good one, Peter. It's something that's going to give you the chills, and things like this aren't giving you the chills. Whatever it is. So Brent Yeet has a theory. By all means, you can share it in the chat. Card Magic, who's going to be fighting in the tournament? That's a good question. Okay, let's see. When the writers we get a mother, please. No, I don't see Dimitri and Sam kissing. Anyway, so that's what we deal with. We go back. So there's Chosen. We're pretty much certain that's going to be Chosen. I did that the whole video. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have seen that. So it's Chosen. We know this. We know a lot of other things that I've said in the videos. It's going to be. This is episode 5. So it's, and I think we're going to get the sort of breakdown here in episode 6. I would strongly suspect that this is maybe episode 6. The only thing that was interesting, is I want to know, we know Hayden was on this shoot, and I don't think anyone ever asked if there was another director. Like, so far, I think Josh has directed episode 6 in both seasons, and they spread that on purposely. So, it's not like it wouldn't be something for Hayden to direct in Josh's place, but if it was like another director they brought along, like if it was episode 7 or 8, where usually they have one of their other directors, would they have brought on that would be the only other question I would want to know, and it's something. I think I would like to ask who directed what episodes. So that's, it's so there's two parts of Okinawa then. Miyagi-Do backstory and secret, right? And then of course, so I don't think, for what it's worth, I don't think we're gonna get much. I don't know. I don't think we may not get Kumiko this season. It may be a little bit too much, especially if Kumiko is still in Tokyo. Yeah, Peter. See, I think Hayden would direct it in place of Josh, but if they had another director, I would think it would be at least appropriate to bring the other director, like if it was an episode being directed by someone else, I would think. Okay. Hey, watch party in 291 Sam go kiss. Oh yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, Peter. But I think that's something. If I'm gonna try to ask whenever he does another Q&A, just like who directed what episodes. I think that's a generic question he would probably be happy to answer. Hayden anyway. I don't know. I don't know about John. I don't know about Hayden, but ultimately, Matthew, I see, bringing, it's ultimately just one more plane ticket, really, and I guess a hotel room. But I mean, in the end, the bringing the director wouldn't be the other point. I can only refer to the spy as HS. That is in Okinawa. That background, I assume that's Okinawa too. But yeah, so they did do some real shooting in Okinawa, but it's not all in Okinawa. So something like this shot, which is almost certainly Okinawa, is not Okinawa. This was shot in Atlanta. So most of the internal scenes were shot in Atlanta. And, and I've gotten several comments from people like, wait, those trees, they look like they're from America or something. Maybe this is in Reseda. No, I'm almost, we'll just to say it's Okinawa, but it was shot in Atlanta in a house, because they didn't have the money to shoot everything in Okinawa, right? So most of any internal scenes, internal shots, for the most part, well, obviously we don't know for sure, but will be from Atlanta in America here, where the set is, where they shoot everything else. Some of these external shots, like that one, and then those are shot on location in Okinawa. And if you look at it, from what I could tell from my spy on set, they were really only shooting in Okinawa like a day and a half, like 2 days from when they got there, from when they wrapped. So, they didn't have much time. Yes, Peter, maybe not just in Atlanta, but also sets. Yeah, the sets from in the studio. I assume, they probably built sets in their studio and the sound stages and all that good stuff. So I imagine most of what you see in Okinawa, like when the show is in Okinawa, will actually have been shot in Atlanta on their sets, that sort of stuff. But there will be some obviously specific shots. Probably they got some establishing shots, stuff like that you see, and then a few other key ones, that will have been shot on location, because they, like I said, they didn't spend a whole lot of time shooting there. Like, so, they were only shooting there, like less than 2 days from the timeline that I could determine. It was like less than 2 days. So, there's just a physical limit to how much you could shoot in that time. Even if they split up and, one guy, they had one small unit just shooting those exteriors, shooting some exteriors. establishing shots, stuff like that, which I assume they did. And then the rest, Ralph and whoever else, was just, shooting the key scenes that they needed. But so yes, it was shot in Okinawa, but not everything is exclusively Okinawa. Some of it will, have been shot just back on their sound stages and everything. Matthew Shires, what if they had someone from Okinawa direct? I mean, I don't. The problem with that is, first off, to just bring in a new director, especially from another country, would have been probably a little too hard, just in terms of getting everything up to speed. They did say when they first announced it, they were going to work with, different people from Okinawa, to get the tone right, which is normal. I mean, that's how you do. You just sort of talk to people. You Google image search, whatever. It's sort of. How's that? Can we talk? You know what? This one didn't have the mic on it. Okay, we're back. I hope you should be able to hear me now. Hi, Bree. Anyway, please say the mic works now, because it should be back. You're back. Okay. Okay. I didn't realize this one didn't have the mic. Anyway, what I was saying on this video, oh God, has a lot on the Okinawa. So yeah, what the question was, would they have brought in someone else from Okinawa and to direct that episode? And I was just saying it would have been kind of hard to bring them back up to speed, to bring in someone else from Okinawa. It's a nice theory, but to get someone, first off, only part of the show is in Okinawa, and then to bring everything up to speed, what they said they were going to do was just sort of talk to locals, get an idea of what it's like, get that idea of that feeling. And and it's like when I made this video, there's a lot of like aerial footage of Okinawa. I found a lot of footage of actual Okinawa on YouTube and stuff, and I just sort of put it in the video to sort of get a feel of what Okinawa was like. And I think in general that's sort of what they did themselves. So nothing wrong with that. So I mean, I don't think they probably didn't bring in an Okinawa director, but they could find ways to sort of capture the feel and stuff. It's okay to research and learn this and figure it out so you can get it, hit the tone right. You want to hit the tone right. Oh, Matthew, out of all the characters, who's most likely to go to Okinawa in the show? Well, Ralph, we know, and Chosen will already be there. It's funny because ever since it was announced, everyone's always predicted who would go with Daniel to Okinawa. I like the idea. I've always liked the idea of Sam, partially because it reminds me of ultimately Daniel's first trip. You know, he had that very special trip with him and Mr. Miyagi to Okinawa. And I always thought, well, wouldn't he want his daughter to sort of have that same experience? I mean, you know, that and many others. Diego, you don't need to spam the chat. What's going on? Boo. So I always like that. You know, I do think the more I think about season 3, you know, Robbie's always been the number 2 choice. You know, yeah. Robbie's always and the problem is with Robbie going to Okinawa has always been, you know, he has a lot more issues to deal with up front than, you know, someone else. So like the question was always, how could he go? Robbie goes to jail. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a big part of his issue. You know, that he could go depending on the timeline. If the timeline is a little more funky than maybe we're expecting, it would be possible. But I still don't, I still not, big on him going. I think it's more likely he ends up in Cobra Kai, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen that video. I made a video on Robbie joining Cobra Kai, which is like doing way better than I expected anyway. Brianna, yeah, no one is going. Brianna thinks, and I get it. Brianna thinks like, you know, this is Daniel's journey, which makes sense. I still like the idea of Daniel and Sam together. You know, so that's sort of, you know, a moment I think Daniel would want to share with his daughter, I think. But we'll have to see, you know, because we just don't know, you know, what's going on with any of these characters, you know, in season 3, you know, so Bill and Ted break Robbie out of jail. I like that theory. That's not a bad one. Simple nerf. Johnny will go to his own version of it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely on some level, Daniel, you know, why does Daniel go to Okinawa? While I think he may know the Miyagi-Do roots, he doesn't know the Miyagi secret, and I think maybe he's just trying to, you know, he needs to get back in touch with Mr. Miyagi. I mean, Outrun, episode 10 will be the tournament. No, I do not believe it will. I'm going to make a video on that eventually. We'll get to it. Not episode 10. Everyone gangster till we see Bert go super weird. Mark, this is Kyler's return. Yes, Kyler will return as it's revealed he's the son of Chosen, who's the son of Miyagi. No, I haven't touched on that. I may touch on it soon though. Let's see what else. So, I'm not sure, you know, I wasn't sure Chosen would be in. I'm still not sure Kumiko there will be in season 3. Especially if she's like in Tokyo at the time. Like the last we heard she was in Tokyo. So, you know, and I could see them wanting to hold that reveal back a little bit later in the series for Kumiko. Face reveal? Well, you know, we already saw. No. That's the face reveal. It is Chosen. So but otherwise you don't need to keep putting that, spamming the chat. That's our face reveal. It is Chosen. So Because Miyagi-Do has its origins in Goju Ryu. You know, there's real history. Cobra Kai has the origins in, Korea. They're different. So that's how you know they're not the same. Okay. Anyway, I forgot to mention. I don't actually have a screen for this. We hit 10,000 subs. I guess it was a week and a half ago now. I mean, we're at 15,000 now, so it really, it's been growing really fast. I mean, I didn't have any. I'm not actually really a good one for like celebration ideas. Cobra Kai Kid did a great one, where he had a bunch of people on a Zoom call or whatever. But I'm not the best with that myself. But So, but I just do want to say, everyone, thanks for the support. It's been really crazy. Especially, going into the second week, it was really crazy. So many people were watching this, obviously the show on Netflix, getting so many new viewers. When we were doing, the channel was getting over 100,000 views a day. For a lot of last week, really. So, I mean, it was in just so many people joining, and I love, I got a message today. It was really, I sent it to my sister and girlfriend, just like somebody who's just like, oh my God, I love your channel so much. And I really appreciate that. I'm glad people enjoy it. There's a lot of videos on the channel. Like, one of the things about these live streams, so often people ask me questions, and I'm like, oh, I addressed that in a video. Oh, I did a video on that. It's like, and I get it. It's hard to see all the videos. Believe me. I watch YouTube too. It's like, wow, there's a lot there. And I do appreciate everything that people are going through. Going through the channel, going through everything. It's actually really great. So I really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy it. I have more videos to come. There's some more things we're going to clarify about season 3. A few more theories. We'll see. I think, and in the last video I talking about the beginning of season 3, we may talk about, I have a little information that I may want to share about the end of, Impulse Power. That was you. Thank you, Impulse Power. But I do have something about maybe the end of season 2. It may have not ended the way it was originally intended. So I think I want to do a little short video about that one. Maybe people will find it interesting. I found it interesting anyway. Anyway, I think that's all for now, guys. What are we at? 40 minutes, 128 viewers. Thank you, everyone. Oh, by the way, since they're both here, Cobra Kai Companion, if you saw it, they did an interview with Sholo last night. It was a great interview. Ran just about an hour, a little over an hour, I think. And they're going to interview Jacob tomorrow night. Thursday night. So I've mentioned them a few times. It's a podcast, but they have a YouTube channel. They've been doing some good live stream interviews and stuff. I mean, I would say check out both the podcast or YouTube channel. I mean, you could do either. But definitely check them out. What else is going on? Cobra Kai Kid, he's going through some of the special features from the DVD. This is something he's had this in mind since the summer. We talked about it. It was something, so he hasn't gotten to it till now. So he's starting a new series on all that. So check out his stuff. It's always great. There's a lot of good stuff. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Just viewing, just the awesome comments, and every time the funny thing now is every little mistake I might have made in a video. Now I get like so many comments, people, hey man, you did this wrong. Oh, Peter, yeah, you recorded yours back in November. Yeah, I was wondering when that's going to come out, that episode on the DVD's features. There's still time, man. There's still time. Okay. Make a video on Hawk. I have a video on Hawk, Brickmaster. You gotta find it. 9 reasons Hawk is the coolest guy you know. It's actually one of my favorite ones. Has some good stuff on it. Chosen is Miguel's dad. Well, there you go. We've now had it all. Okay, I'm going to take off, guys. Get back to work. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in. It was actually really great. I'm so happy for everything.